Hello and welcome to episode 27 of Regrowth. So I had a little bit of an audio issue. I believe a cat may or may not have knocked my USB cable for my microphone out, and I basically recorded pretty much an entire episode and lost all the audio. The bonus is all I really did in that episode, that you wouldn't be able to hear anything other than just see me wandering around, is I talked about Thaumcraft Research. And that's basically what I really wanted to focus on, is to sort of show you how to do Thaumcraft Research and just give you one or two examples and then sort of just move on. And I made a couple of items in the Crucible. So basically I made night ore and thaumium ingots. And I'll just show you in the recipe how it's made in the Crucible is with percantio and iron ingots. And one of the issues with thaumium that I was talking about is there's no items, or at least items that I have scanned to this point, that sort of just have percantio on them. So you end up basically filling the air with flux and taint, and it's not a good thing. You don't want to do that, too often. So there is a better way of doing it than just dropping items in there that have the aspects, and we'll get to that later. Niter, however, you can make Nitor, however, you can make by putting 3 potentia, 3 ignis, and 3 lux in the Crucible with a glowstone dust, and that you can make with 3 coal. Will give you 6 potentia and 6 ignis, and then if you toss in as well 6 torches, then you'll basically generate 3 night ore once you toss in your glowstone dust. And night ore is one of those ones that you have to make a little bit of it because it's used in various applications. So I'll just go over some other research. Those were really the only 2 researches that I covered. I done this one off camera just because I was just testing how to do the researches, because I haven't really done it before. So let me look at my quest book and sort of see what else I'm going to need to make going forward and unlock the research for. I'm going to need to make a gold banded greatwood wand. So I'm going to have to learn the research for that. So I might as well start looking at some of the different wand aspects. The other thing that I showed, I don't know if there is any on screen here, these hexagonal researches. Basically, rather than having to do the research on the research table, you can just sort of pay a flat aspect rate to get to gain access to that research. So I'm going to need gold wand caps. So I will click on gold wand caps, left click on it in here, and you have to have paper in your inventory, and it'll create a research note. And then you come over to your research table and you put in your research note, and what it's going to do is it's going to have at least, most researchers have 2 aspects, more complicated ones have more. In this case, this one has 3 starting aspects, and what I need to do is I need to connect these aspects together by using the aspects that make up metallum, or what metallum exists in. And the way you can do that, so if I'm thinking about I need to go from metallum to instrumentum, I can open up my Thaumonomicon and I can go on to the basic information tab, and I can click on aspects, and I can look at metallum, and I can see metallum is made of terra and vitreous. And then you can look through your Thaumonomicon to see if metallum is in any other aspect, and it is not. Okay, so from metallum I'm gonna have to have terra or vitreous. Okay, but I'm going to instrumentum. Okay, I forgot where I was going. Now I'm gonna look up instrumentum, As you can see, Instrumentum is in Fabrico, so that's a possible option for next to Instrumentum. And it's also made up of Humanus and Ordo. And if we look, it's also in Machina, it's also in Mito. So there's various options. It's also in Panis. So there's a lot of options for Instrumentum. It's also in Tellum. It's in Tutamin. So Tutamin has Terra in it, so I could go Tutamin to Terra, but I think Metallum was Terra right off the bat. Right, Terra. Okay, and then you got to look and see how far away. So if I went Tutamin and Terra, or Tutamin and Terra, I would need to somehow get from Metallum to Terra, and that's not really a really good option. But then you also have to think about, you need to connect Lux in here too. So a lot of times if you could pick an aspect that's sort of 2 spaces away from both of them, that's sort of shared between them all, then there's sort of like a little mental puzzle game here, and you basically have to use your knowledge of the aspects to try and figure out the most optimal way of getting there. You don't have to do the most optimal, you could just spend the various points. Like I could spend, you know, all the points and go around this side and go around this side and not sort of try to optimize it, just spend more of your aspects. But if I look up Lucrum, I think Lucrum is Humanus and Foms, and you can then look up Humanus. Humanus is in a lot of things, so it's what is Humanus made up of? Bestia and Cognito, but Humanus is also in Instrumentum. So it's also in Fabrico. So basically you have to sort of try and plan and plot your way there, and that's the hard way to do it, and that's the, you know, the mini game. If you enjoy this mini game, the puzzle aspect of Thaumcraft, and that's one way you can do it. Another way that you can do this is you can go to a website. And I'll give you the link I'm going to put in the description of the video. You can go to that website, and when you're on the website, basically what it has is it has version number. You can select the version of Thaumcraft, and it has pull down tabs, so you can select which aspect you're trying to go from and which aspect you're trying to go to, and you can place in the minimum number of steps. It has little tabs for add-ons, because different add-ons will add different aspects, so you can click that on, and then you can find a connection. And say if I were to, for example, put in Metallum. Tonight is apparently not my night. a bunch of audio and video just completely disappeared. So I did the research for the Greatwood Wand Core, as well as I finished off the gold wand caps. So anyway, to basically continue on where I got cut off, hopefully this completes recording. What I'll do is I'll just unlock another research, unlock copper wand caps, click over to it, put in the copper wand caps, and all I was saying about the website was when you click on the different tabs, you select Metallum to Instrumentum. So if I select Metallum to Instrumentum here, basically it will then tell me, and I've selected 3, minimum of 3 to get from Metallum to Instrumentum, and it lists Terra, Vitreous, and Ordo. Ordo will get me, Terra, Vitreous, and Ordo will get me Metallum. And if I want to go from Permutatio to either Metallum or Instrumentum, I can plug the same thing into the website. In this case, if I look at Metallum to Permutatio with a connection of 3, it will give me Terra, Vitreous, and Ordo. And so Vitreous And it looks like there's like definite order overlap there, right? Because when I was going from metallum to instrumentum, no, sorry, yeah, metallum to instrumentum, it also went through vitreous. So basically, but just by using that website, by it giving me the minimum path, if I go, I think it's order here from metal. What? That was weird. Does that not work? What's what am I doing wrong? Metallum is Terra. Why do I keep putting order? I'm just wasting aspects. You can right click on an aspect to clear it. Terra to vitreous to order will get me there, and then from permutatio to instrumentum, it can go through permutatio to metallum, can go from order, so I can go from order to vitreous. And the way that I'm moving the aspects into this is by shift left clicking and dragging it over and then placing it into the slot. So that's how you do it. That's how you unlock your research in Thaumcraft. And now I have copper wand caps as well as gold wand caps. And so now I can go over to my Thaumonomicon, and I can see that copper wand caps can be made with you know, copper or ore berries with some aspects required for each one. However, I need gold wand caps and a greatwood wand core. So to make a greatwood wand core, I've put the greatwood wand logs in my arcane workbench along with my iron cap wooden wand, which I have completely filled up with aspects. I ran around draining the nodes that are around me in the near vicinity. The only node that I really don't have, or the only aspect that I don't really have a lot of right nearby me, is ordo. And the way that I filled up my ordo was by killing mobs. So you can kill mobs and they will give you aspects in your wand as long as the wand is in your hotbar. I believe it has to be in your hotbar, not just in your inventory. And different mobs will drop different types of aspects. And so in addition to the like little green experience orbs, there's the little tiny little colored orbs that you can sometimes see and sometimes not see. Those are the Thaumcraft aspects. Different mobs drop different types, and it's consistent for the most part. Animals will also drop them, so if you have an animal farm or a mob farm going, you can basically fill up your wand by killing mobs, but you'll have to kill a bunch of different types of mobs to get all of the different types of aspects. But it is one way to go about if you are missing an aspect or two. You can kill mobs to fill up your wand, or if you just need a few more points here or there to, you know, make something. You can see this costs 3.3 per dito. If I were to look in my book under the Greatwood Wand Core, you can see that it should cost 3. The problem is that my iron capped wooden wand, as you can see, costs 110% more. So I want to get away from this iron capped wooden wand as soon as possible, and so that's why I want to make, you know, the Greatwood Wand Core. But that used up some of my Perdito, and I also am going to want to make these gold wand caps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I got my gold wand caps here, gold nuggets. And so just by putting them in the table, you can see that each one is going to cost 3.3 ordo, air, and fire. But now I have my gold wand caps, and I believe I can just make the gold wand in a crafting table. I may have to make it in a... Oh, it may cost me some aspects. Okay, I think it's going to cost me some aspects. Okay, it is definitely going to cost aspects. It's going to cost almost 10 of each, so you're definitely going to have to, you know, fill up your wand to get to the gold wand, which now has nothing in it, but it doesn't it's not going to have the same V cost, I think, as the iron capped wooden wand does. So I'm definitely going to want to be using this to do more of my crafting, although I'll probably end up using up as many of the aspects in this wand as I possibly can. So that's how you do research in Thaumcraft. Sorry that there was a ugly cut edit in there, but what can you do? You know, technology and cats, they don't mix. So I hope you've been enjoying the series so far. I'm really enjoying playing this mod pack. I'm going to have to go through and do a ton of Thaumcraft research. That's just sort of par for the course for Thaumcraft. If you're playing Thaumcraft in another mod, it's possible that they can change the config settings so that you don't have to go through the lengthy research. There's a way to change it such that you can just pay a set price in aspects for the various different researches. It's just a faster way of chugging through Thaumcraft. Neither way is right or wrong. This is just a more labor intensive way because you've got to get the aspects and do the researches, and then, you know, the whole research mini game is actually a lot more complicated now than it used to be. So I can see a lot of people going to the website that I have linked down below to sort of speed up that process. So between this episode and the next episode, I'm definitely going to be doing some more Thaumcraft research. There's definitely a tab, you know, that I definitely want to work my way through because it has, you know, stuff that I really would like to get into. So anyway, if you have been enjoying this series so far, please don't forget to leave a like as it helps me out a lot. Also, leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you're liking, what you're not liking, you know, who your favorite movie star is. You know, just leave me a comment. Makes me feel loved. Anyway, until next time, Delgaro.